So Drew, Vince Goodwill, Yahoo Sports. How you doing, man?
Chilling.
We talked to Jalen and Jason. They've come in here. They both talked about their experiences in the NBA Finals and how they've been scrutinized both ways. You played with Giannis when he was going through a period of being scrutinized before he won. As a teammate, do you read that? Do you see that? How do you sort of try to alleviate some of those pressures in the moment?
You do your best to stay away. I think your mental health is probably the biggest thing, especially playing in the NBA Finals. But not only that, I mean, everybody gets scrutinized, right? When I was in Milwaukee, it was about Giannis not having enough help the first two games or whatever. The pressure that JB and JT have to take on is something different, and I've told them this before, but it's really, really impressive how they handle themselves, how they stay professional, how they still come out every game and do what they do. So, I think it's extremely impressive how they do that.
Dave, back right.
Drew, Dave McMenamin with ESPN. It's obviously a team defensive assignment to stop anybody on the Mavericks. But I'm sure there'll be plenty of possessions where you're locked up one-on-one against Kyrie Irving. What's that challenge like? What can you do to try to nullify, thwart, stop, whatever it is?
Pray.
Kyrie.
It's I think it's just familiarity. I think knowing each other's game, doing your best to stay in front of them, trying to take away the things that'll probably hurt you the most, and then probably most of all, having help. Him being able to see multiple guys on the court, making it look like it's crowded, making shots as tough as possible, even though he's a tough shot maker. So.
Over here on the left in the front.
Jrue, you've seen Jason from the opposing side in big games. Has he evolved? Is he better than he was now than when you're seeing him on your side? Has he developed?
I think he's always been great, to be honest. I do think playmaking, he's done a really good job, and that's something that I never really saw from him before, where he's never afraid to take the big shot, or he's never been afraid of that big moment. But I think making the right plays in moments is something that I've noticed since I've been his teammate.
Nick, right next to him.
Nick Galley, Field Level Media. Jrue, you've been pretty open about playing with this team, how enjoyable it is, how comfortable you feel here. What makes this team different, and what makes it a team that can compete at this stage?
One thing, the talent. I know sometimes talent doesn't always mesh together, but this does. You saw it during the regular season. You've seen it throughout the playoffs, how any given night everybody is just unselfish. I feel like we sacrifice for each other, and that kind of what makes it go. And then I think it's just the will to win. I think this team really wants to win. I know they've been to the Eastern Conference Finals a million times, and they've been to the finals, so they've been to the top, just didn't execute the way they wanted to. But now that we're here, we want to get the job done.
Tim Bontemps, back right.
Jrue, obviously you've played a lot of years in the league now and been through deep in the playoffs a bunch of times. So I was just curious, having played with Jason fully for this year for the first time, what has stood out to you about his durability and consistency to be out on the court and play heavy minutes and carry the load he does all the time?
Yeah, he never wants to sit out. And I play with a lot of players, and when you have your best player who wants to play every single game and takes the game that seriously, and even if they're banged up with the ankle or a knee or whatever it is, and still goes out there and plays, I think it shows a lot. Not only him as a basketball player, but his character. So,
standing in the back left.
Yep. Jrue, Frank Arpano from NBC 10. When you come into this building and you look up to the rafters and you see 17 NBA championship flags, does it add to the pressure to want to add to that total?
Not for me. I would just like to add to it. I think to be a part of history would be cool, especially a history that the Celtics have and everything that comes with it. Again, I would say that I probably don't take bulk of the pressure just because we have Jason and Jalen on our team. So, but to add to that is, I feel like a part of the reason why I was brought here and a part of the reason why I wanted to come.
On your right, Tomer, standing on the wall.
Hey, Jrue. Just curious, on the other side, Dallas has a couple guys in PJ and Daniel Gafford who were kind of going to be on lottery teams before they got traded. Now they're pivotal guys on a championship contending team. Just what does that say about them, but also just how much opportunity is important and fit is important in this league where guys can contribute heavily, just might be on a team that isn't the right fit for them.
Yeah, I saw something, or somebody told me, they said they started from the bottom, like literally from the bottom, and now they're at the top. That's really cool to see, especially playing against both of them during this season with their previous teams and seeing their role and seeing kind of how it went for them, and then now watching them in the playoffs and being intricate, huge parts of why their team is so successful. It is really cool to see. But they definitely are energy guys. They're guys that mesh well with that team and really make them go, and it's going to be a challenge for us to stop them.
Thanks, Jrue.
All right, guys.
That's all for today.